Hey, this is Matthew with BI Polar. In this episode of Being a PM at Microsoft, I want to talk about the importance and value of mentorship. I hope you'll stay with me. Welcome back. If you are new to the series, please make sure you check out the introductory video where I talk about my goals and the audience for the series. Basically, I've been a PM at Microsoft for 15 years, and I wanted to share with you the advice that I wish that someone had given me 15 years ago when I first started. Since I can't talk to my past self, I wanted to share with other PMs at Microsoft, people who are in similar roles or at similar organizations, and people for whom being a PM at Microsoft is part of their career goals. If this sounds like you, or if you're just trying to succeed and grow in a career in tech, I hope you'll stay with me. In today's video, we're talking about mentorship. If you're watching this series, you probably get it, right? You're watching these videos because I have a perspective that's valuable to you. I've made a ton of mistakes and I've done a ton of things that have given me experience and a perspective that other people don't yet have, but which, when I share it, I might be able to help them avoid some of my mistakes and maybe replicate some of my successes. This is what being a mentor is all about. And in this probably very short video, this may be the shortest one in the series, I want to highlight three obvious things or three tips. Like the first one is there are people out there that know things that you don't know and that would be valuable for you to know. These are your potential mentors. And at Microsoft, there is a tradition, a norm for asking someone if they will be your mentor, either on a formal or informal basis. Remember in past videos where we talked about making connections, reaching out to people, and we talked about how this may be how you find your next team. At the same time, this is how you may find your next mentor. And it doesn't need to be anything super formal or super heavyweight, but when you recognize someone who has a perspective or a position that would be valuable for you to learn more about, you can reach out to them to ask, would you be willing to meet every month or meet every quarter, make some specific request, asking if you can rely on them for mentorship and just give them that understanding up front, like who you are, what your role is, what your team is. And as a mentee, it is your responsibility to be clear, this is the thing that I want to talk about, these are my goals and what I want to learn. Like you need to take on that burden so that your mentor can simply share their hard-earned perspective without needing to do too much to meet you where you are today. The second thing that I want to point out is you know things that others don't, right? Like no matter where you are in your career, you are an expert or a senior person compared to someone else. You have a perspective that is valuable to others who are not yet as far down their career journey. And I want to highlight one of the most junior members of my team. So there's a PM on my team today. She joined Microsoft during the pandemic. She was an intern and then she was a college hire. So basically, she is the most junior PM on the team, but she was an intern at Microsoft. She was a college hire at Microsoft. She has been working at this point for 2 years and a bit on the Fabric Cat team as a customer experience program manager. And this means that for anyone who is currently an intern at Microsoft, for anyone who is in the cohort of new college hires for a given year, she has a perspective that would be incredibly valuable to them. And as her manager, I have encouraged her and nudged her to share as much of this information and to invest her time, because this is something that is both valuable to her, it gives her more perspective and allows her to learn things more deeply, because when you're teaching, right? Teaching is the best way to learn. It's basically a way for her to learn and grow while also making an investment in this entire cohort of Microsoft employees. It's incredibly valuable. As her leader, like, I help her prioritize this as part of her job so that she can make this investment in herself and others. And I recognize the value of this for her, for the team, and for the organization as a whole. The third tip is those same connections that you've been making all along. These are both the potential pool of mentors and the potential pool of mentees that you may work with. This is essentially the same muscle where you've been reaching out, making connections, having those coffee chats or informational meetings. Like, this is another direction where those connections and those conversations can go. A lot of it is like one and done. You will meet with someone, you'll learn about them, you'll brainstorm or talk about some of your current challenges or the current work that's ongoing, and then like that's it. It's the single serving mentorship. Others may be more formal. Right now, I am a mentor in a mentoring ring that my organization has put together, where I'm meeting for 90 minutes once a month with a group of roughly 6 to 8 mentees. They bring in the agenda, and then we collaboratively discuss the topics that they've brought up. Like, there's lots of opportunities, whether it's one-on-one or as a group. You don't need to have a YouTube channel, but sharing the things that you've learned is really an incredible way for you to build your brand and your reputation as a PM and to demonstrate that you're a leader, not merely a worker. And here's the deal. Mentorship is an accelerator for your career. Whether you are a mentee, learning those things and getting over the hurdles that are challenging you, that are slowing you down, that are keeping you up at night because you can't figure out this thing, or if you are the mentor, being that voice of seniority or voice of experience to help others get through their challenges and be more impactful on their teams, this is a way for you to drive your career forward. And typically, the investment of time is pretty minimal and the rewards can be very great. I hope that you will take this one to heart, be a mentor, find a mentor, and come back next week. Can't wait to see you then.